What is up, everybody? It's your boy Shazwi, and welcome back to another video. How is everybody, Shazwi gang? How is everybody doing? I'm doing all right. If you're new to this channel and you're clicking on me for the very first time, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn that post notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. With that being said, let's get straight into today's content. Let's go, everybody. How are you, Shazwi gang? I'm doing good. Hope you're all doing well on this Wednesday or Thursday, whichever part of the world you're in. So today, as you can tell by the title of the video, it's a pretty controversial title, but it's meant for an important conversation. And I would like to say that I don't speak for the entire Black community, and I'll give you the context of why I'm talking about this issue. So, as I said before, I don't speak for all Black people, for all Black men. I'm a Black man myself, but I don't speak, for us all. So, bear with me here. So the reason why I titled this video, "Do Black Men Support Black Women Enough?" specifically emotionally, is because of a recent issue that took place. So let me give you some context. So recently, Cruz, who is the host of America's Got Talent, and he's the famous actor. I love Cruz. White Chicks, The Expendables, popular comedy slash action star Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I mean, there's no one who doesn't know Cruz. He's just one of those, positive, popular actors that you'll love and know and adore. So, and famous for the abs, right? But anyway, so he recently was interviewed about the situation on America's Got Talent because, as you know, Gabriel Union left the show and she was, fired from the show, let go of various issues that happened. And so, when he was asked about this, he didn't show support for Gabriel Union. He didn't really, comment on that and whatever. And so, basically ever since then, there's been a whole conversation about, I saw it on The Real and people have been talking about how Black men don't support Black women enough emotionally. And I found that conversation pretty interesting. Like, is there truth to the statement? And personally, I agree to an extent. But what I did was, I decided, let me ask from another perspective. Let me ask Black women how they feel. I put out a question on my IG story. Pretty much no one really responded, but I'm happy that my girlfriends responded. So shout out to you guys. You know who you are. If you're watching this, thank you to all my girlfriends who responded. So they said the consensus out of everything that they said, because they all had their own opinions, was that Black men do support Black women, but just nowhere near as close as how Black women support Black men. And that is absolutely very true. I mean, if you look at America, for example, there's so many households in the Black community with single Black mothers, women who raise sons, and Black women are always there to support the Black men through everything they have. And as Remy Ma said during a cipher that she had with Papoose, her husband, she said, behind every great Black man is a great woman. Behind Jay-Z, there's Beyonce. Behind Dwayne Wade, there's Gabrielle. Behind Barack, there's Michelle. Behind every great man is a great woman. And when it comes to the Black community, there's no exception to that. So let's get into this topic and get into the context, and then get into the wider conversation of this. So on November 22nd last year, it was announced that Gabriel Union as well as Julianne Hough were leaving America's Got Talent after only one season. This was just a few months ago. So Gabrielle was upset about a lot of things on the show. So she had many complaints, which overall was about the toxic work environment that she was enduring. So one of the incidents she was concerned about was about Leno, who apparently made a racist joke against Asians. Apparently there was some act that had a lot of dogs, or someone called a lot of dogs or something like that, and then he made a joke about how, this is something that I would see on a menu at a Korean restaurant, and the cameras are rolling. And so Gabrielle made a complaint to HR, to human resources and was like, we cannot air this. This is a racist statement that is wrong. And so they cut it. They listened to her. And then another incident that happened was there was this contestant who was a Beyonce impressionist. But the way he did his impressions was racist because he had a bit of sort of maybe blackface or like black hands or something like that. That wouldn't have gone well, which was also another incident of racism. And she was like, no, we cannot tolerate it. That is wrong. Cut it. And so HR listened and they cut it. And another incident that happened was she also wanted a 10-year-old black rapper to appear on the show, but they decided to not go with him, NBC, who air America's Got Talent. They said, no, we don't want that one. We'll go with this all-white performer dance group, and she felt that it would send the message that, these white performers are more important than black, artists or something like that. And then another incident, there were quite a few instances, but another incident that also happened was basically that Simon Cowell, who has been on the show since pretty much the beginning, is one of the producers. He, smoked inside on set all the time, smoke inside the buildings. And there's a California law that actually forbids smoking within an enclosed workspace. So even though that law is there, he would apparently smoke indoors and he would get away with it and no one said shit. And Gabrielle complained about that as she herself is allergic to cigarette smoke. And she was upset about that, but they didn't listen to her. So because of all of these incidences and things that were happening, Gabrielle was now known by the producers as the difficult person. Like, they called her difficult. Even Simon Cowell obviously would say she's difficult. And, obviously she ended up, getting fired, leaving. And the thing is, Gabrielle doesn't have a reputation for being difficult in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry. She's a very hardworking actress, someone who has never anyone complained about being, a difficult person, whatever. She's hardworking, she's a good person. And even when you hear about these issues she complains about, they're all reasonable issues. I think the problem is that you have Simon Cowell, who is one of the producers on the show, and also he's a white man. So it's like, obviously they're not gonna do anything to piss him off because he's one of the producers, and NBC knows the show is one of the most watched shows on American television in the world, period. So they want the show to continue on, and bring in that money, those ratings. And if they fire Simon, then that'll be a big issue because everybody loves Simon, they love seeing him. So obviously they will gladly fire and replace Gabrielle and Julian, if it means that they keep Simon. And I think that's what the issue was, from what I'm hearing and seeing. And so, that's pretty much what it is. And so then, Terry Cruz was then interviewed about the situation, and this is what he said. So he said that, let's see. Yeah. So he said, I'm a hog, you're a chicken. Just because you gave me eggs, don't mean I owe you bacon. That's what he said. There's only one woman on earth I have to please. Her name is Rebecca. Not my mother, my sister, my daughters or co-workers. I will let their husbands, boyfriends, partners take care of them. Rebecca gives me wings. Okay? And then also in his interview, he went on to say, and I quote, "First of all, I can't speak for sexism because I'm not a woman, but I can speak on behalf of any racism comments. That was never my experience. In fact, it was the most diverse place I've ever been in my 20 years of entertainment. I have to say this too. When you look at what the allegations were about, it was given by an unnamed source. My thing is, it's funny because I believe you should listen to women. You should always believe women. So I asked my wife what I should do. She was like, first of all, if it's coming from an unnamed source, because Gabriel Union has not made any statement to this day about any of these allegations publicly, if she hasn't made a statement, why would you?" So that's what he said. So how I respond to his comments is, first of all, that's stupid. Obviously, Gabriel wouldn't want to say this all publicly because this is I guess it's public because of the show, but this can be handled privately. It doesn't have to be public. I don't know, maybe Terry Crews watches so much reality shows, he's used to drama being, dirty laundry being out there, but there's certain issues that can be handled professionally in a private manner. So for you to say, no, bitch, but no. Another thing which actually some people complained about, and I saw these comments on the reel when they were talking about this. Someone said, Melanie H said, diversity doesn't equal a lack of racism. And just because something wasn't your experience doesn't mean you need to dismiss it. Amen. Facts. I agree. It's true. Another thing that was also said by another commenter was that they said when Terry Cruz came out being sexually assaulted, men were mocking him and shaming him, and it was black women, other women as well, but mainly black women that didn't hesitate to jump to his defense. Now, when Gabriel needs him to speak up and fight for her corner, he diminishes everything she's saying and insinuates that she's lying or over-exaggerating. Like, damn, clap. And it's true. And it's very true. I totally agree, because it's like, even if that wasn't your experience, it doesn't mean you have to dismiss it or say there's absolutely no way that would happen, because Terry isn't always around the whole set. He does know everything that absolutely goes on. You can't speak for, even for your spouse or whatever. You can't speak for people. You don't know everything that goes on. So I think what he should have said was that, hey, that wasn't my experience. I experienced something different, but I do empathize with her. If she did experience that, I'm very sorry for her, and I will show support for it. If she needs it, I hope things go well. I am sorry that this happened. Even something as simple as that says a lot. It's fine. And so that's why I feel like the issue is that I feel like black men, we don't support our, black sisters enough. I feel like we're not there emotionally for them as much as they are for us. And it's sort of a difficult thing for us to just say, hey, black women are queens and we love them and all that stuff. And I'm not saying there aren't any black men who, do that. A lot of black men do that. In fact, I would like to believe that the majority of black men do support black women and are there for them if need be, right? There are a lot of great black fathers out there, black husbands, black brothers. But there are a lot of black men too who won't stand up for a sister. Even if you are a black man, or black male in general, and you are dating outside of your race, whether it's Latina or whatever, also show support for your sisters. Make sure that you say from time to time that all skin is beautiful, that I love black women, they are so beautiful and all that stuff. Because, a lot of your actions indirectly make a statement too, whether you're saying it explicitly or indirectly. The things that you do, that we do as black men, say a statement. You get what I'm saying? Another example is the woman in Queen and Slim who acted as Queen. She, Jodie Turner-Smith, has a white husband, and when people found out she is married to a white man and is even pregnant, they're having their first child. She was asked about, I think some people came at her, were surprised that she is, she's married outside of her race. And she was talking about, I don't have the verbatim, but just to paraphrase, I think she said something about how, black men didn't check for me initially. I looked for I wanted to be with a black man, but it didn't work out. But no man showed as much love to me as the white man I'm with, white men with, whatever. And a lot of black women I've seen have talked about this before, where they actually feel more love, and more attention from men, or if you're, exactly, from men outside of their race than from men within their own race. So I think if you are already a black man who supports black women and encourages their amazingness and pushes them forward, and whenever they speak about sexual assault or any sort of racism or issues, you're there for them, that's awesome. Encourage the brother next to you. Encourage other black men, whether they're fathers, relatives, or whoever it is. Encourage them and make sure and check them that they continue to support black women as well. Because it's more special when it comes from us. Because no one understands the struggle of a black woman more than a black man. Only black women understand the struggle of a black woman more, but as black men, we know it too. We all experience the same things. Black women, to be black is already its own struggle, but to be a woman, to be black and a woman, the black woman is the most disrespected individual on this planet. Everyone knows this. It's true. And black women always get the, not always, but they get the short end of the stick a lot of times. Even when it comes throughout history, in terms of the first things that black people have done, it's usually black men who get the opportunity to do things first. They vote first, they win awards first, or do things first, and then black women follow after. And all we're saying at the end of the day is show support to one another. And this doesn't only go to the black community, this goes for every single race and every single person on this planet. If you know someone, whether it's a relative, a work colleague, a fellow student, an acquaintance, any person that you know, and they're experiencing something within a space that you're familiar with, don't dismiss their experience, even if that wasn't yours. Make sure that you say, "Hey, I didn't experience that, but if that did happen, I'm very sorry." And also reach out to that person, because Terry Cruz was even asked, "Have you talked to Gabriel Union since the incident?" And he said, "No, I haven't even talked to her." So how can he make assumptions based on things he doesn't even know shit about? You know what I mean? It's so stupid, and it's sad, because he even said it himself that black women supported him the most when he came out. We need to do better, my brothers. We need to do better, black men, in supporting our sisters, in supporting our women, our girls. They need us. We need each other, because they've been there for us since the dawn of mankind. Come on now. Come on. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about the video, all that stuff. Please feel free to share the video. I love you guys so much. And with that being said, Shazwiyt gang, I am... Oh, one thing. The last thing I wanted to add also was Sharon Osbourne is the only person out of this who said something sensible, and she's a white woman. She was on America's Got Talent for some time, and she said that I left America's Got Talent when I was on it because of NBC, not because of the show. And even though she said that she didn't experience any racism or anything like that, but also the all white people back then, she said that I stand with Gabriel and I support her, and everyone's experience is different. She did say that. So I want to, clap hands also for Sharon Osbourne for being the only person with sense and for acknowledging that experiences are different, even on a show as diverse as America's Got Talent. I love you, Sharon. Mwah. Anyway, if you're watching this. With that being said, Shazwiyt gang, I am clear. Bye.